fake questions, real answers. Stuff I want to talk about, but don't want to wait for you to ask me. Dear Colin, please give us more on why you think the Colts butchered the handling of Carson Wentz. I like Chris Ballard. I like Frank Reich. But as an NFL general manager told me about a year ago, we're all flippin' burgers. Our owners run the show. Jim Irsay is a volatile personality and impulsive. And because he's been promising things and we're going to get another Super Bowl, and the whole Andrew Luck retirement has sort of put the franchise on edge and a little bit in a hole. They went big on the Carson Wentz contract and pursuit, and they landed him. And they're upset because he lost to the Jaguars, which, by the way, Josh Allen and the Bills lost to the Jaguars. If Derek Carr doesn't make the best throw of his career to Hunter Renfrow, Colts make the playoffs. Instead, they're going to move off a quarterback with a 3.5 to 4 to 1 touchdown to interception ratio in a bad quarterback class in a quarterback-dependent league. It's a bad move. What you do now, there's a lot of stories coming out about Carson Wentz. He's crazy. He's a bad locker room guy. That's what you do when the owner's freaking out to protect the brand. Really? You think Frank Reich would have brought Carson Wentz in if he was a horrible locker room guy with a massive ego that nobody could stand? No, now they have to protect the Colts brand. So you're seeing all sorts of leaks to make Carson Wentz look like a schmuck. Carson Wentz is not Tom Brady pre-snap. He doesn't have Stafford's arm. He can't move like Kyler Murray. But he's a 6'5", 238-pound quarterback that can move with a big arm who had 27 TDs, 7 picks in a bad quarterback room. He's never had a number one receiver in this league. He now inherits a number one receiver with Washington, Terry McLaurin. He's really good. But all this is now is dump on Carson Wentz. He's a wacko. He's zany. He doesn't relate to people. He's toxic. Then why did you go pursue him a year ago when your head coach had a close relationship with him? This is just trying to bail water on the brand because Jim Irsay is volatile. Chris Ballard's not a rash decision maker. This isn't his call. Frank Reich next year goes into a year on the hot seat. You think he wants to, this morning, have no quarterback? Dear Colin, I know you're from Seattle. You've been very objective about the Seahawks, who we know you love. Are the Seahawks screwed now? Well, thanks for the question. I try to be objective. The answer is very. According to one gambling site, the team being bet the most to win the NFC isn't the Rams. It's the 49ers. 29.5% of the money being bet on the NFC champs is being bet on the 49ers. That's why trading Russell Wilson borders on idiotic. Okay, now you have to compete with the two best young offensive minds in football, Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. Shanahan's even 7-4 against McVay. And now he finally gets a real athlete at quarterback in Trey Lance. Listen, he made a Harvard tight end a Pro Bowler at fullback for the Niners and a 6th-round running back Elijah Mitchell a star. He made Jimmy Garoppolo get to a Super Bowl. Trey Lance is going to work. Seattle, in the toughest division, in an increasingly quarterback-dependent league, has no quarterback today. Now, Pete Carroll's history, when Lane Kiffin took over USC, I was told this by somebody in the program. Lane felt he had to clean the program out. There were 8, 9 really bad guys, toxic guys in the locker room. Pete didn't care. Pete was about recruiting guys who could run, recruiting guys who were ballers, let somebody else worry about the chemistry. So I think they'll go aggressively after Deshaun Watson. But don't forget, the Seahawks owner, Jody Allen, is not David Tepper, the owner for Carolina. Okay, she doesn't even long-term know if she wants the team. She's not a sports fan. Tepper is now the first or second richest owner in the sport in Carolina. He's in place. He's got his sights on Deshaun Watson. And my take is they'll land him, not the Hawks. Dear Colin, you've said Arizona should pay Kyler Murray, But it sounds like you don't really love him. What's your take? Well, you're very perceptive. That's a great question. I don't love Aaron Rodgers or Kyler Murray. I think they're both high maintenance and needy, not into those sort of personality types. But they are unique talents. I would sign both. The truth about Kyler Murray, he's too small to play quarterback. A source that faced him on the defensive line told me 2 years ago, he'll go back to baseball. He does not like being hit. Certain roles require a certain body type for the part. You see this in TVs and movie. There's an author named Lee Child. He created a character named Jack Reacher, made a ton of books about him. The character was described as 6'5" and 250. About 10 years ago, they made a Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise. Look it up. He's 5'7". Even Lee Child himself admitted Cruise was wrong for the part and that the size of the actor mattered. Yes, Amazon is now rebooting the series, and they chose an actor who's 6'4", 235. Yes, Tom Cruise could play the part, but it wasn't ideal, and critics hated it. Yes, Kyler Murray can play quarterback, but the ideal size is 6'3", 6'3 and a half, 225 pounds, a little pudding, a little thick, with some mobility. Manning, a big man. Big Ben, a big man. Elway, a big man. Troy Aikman, a big man. Tom Brady, a big man. Roethlisberger, a big man. Terry Bradshaw, a big man. Dan Fouts, a big man. Joe Montana, bigger than you think. Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray are outstanding. It's not ideal. That's why he's been hurt twice in 3 years. And I also think his personality is not ideal. But like Tom Cruise, he can play the part, but it's not perfect. The drama and the size, it's not perfect. That's why I wouldn't give him Mahomes money. Dear Colin, what do you think of Russell Westbrook complaining about people calling him Westbrick? Well, it's funny. Whenever young broadcasting people, young men and women, ask me, oh, I want to work at Fox Sports or ESPN, I always tell them if they're 24, 25, go beat the bushes. Go work in Midland, Texas. Go work weekends in Toledo. Make a lot of mistakes. Find a style before you go to the bigger stage. Get your style down. Make some mistakes. I didn't find my style till I was 32 or 33. I was just bits and pieces of other broadcasters. Russell Westbrook wants to get the big money and be on the big stage with the Lakers. Not only are the Lakers the most watched franchise historically, they're the most discussed franchise. You'll get Laker topics on ESPN and Fox Sports in the off season. People don't talk NBA off season, they talk Lakers off season. It's like Kanye West. His music is a topic, Kanye West is a topic. So when Westbrook was struggling in Houston or Oklahoma City, that's one thing. When you struggle with the Lakers, you get an avalanche of criticism. And Russell Westbrook wants the money, wants the shoes, wants the adulation. Bro, you pitch for the Yankees. You coach the Ohio State Buckeyes. You play for the Lakers. We talk about every turnover. And all these years of agitating the press, all these years of missing shots and being a turnover machine, now that you're out of your prime, it's come back to haunt you because we all see it and discuss it all week. Dear Colin, what's a word that has caught your attention lately? Well, that is a very interesting and perceptive question. It's rotational player. I hear that all the time in the NBA now. You used to be called a bench player. But stars, especially aging stars like Carmelo Anthony, don't want to be called bench players. So now they call them rotational players. It's like the word crispy. You ever notice that? They don't say fried chicken sandwich anymore. Delicious crispy chicken nuggets. Delicious crispy chicken sandwich. Words matter. People don't want to hear fried in 2022. Unless you're in California, you get up and wake and bake in the morning. You're going to be fried. But The NBA, which has become, as you know, very much a player league forever, but increasingly you're seeing aging stars being told they're important rotational players. Carmelo Anthony, ladies and gentlemen, comes off the bench. He is a bench player. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't be fooled. And it's a fried chicken sandwich, not crispy.